All right, Coach, we'll go ahead and let you take the floor. Thanks for being with us here. If you don't mind, just start us out with an opening statement, and then we'll open it up to questions.
Appreciate it. Apologize for the voice because it's day 2 of camp, and I get whacked with the camp voice every year. It is true camp time. And I feel a little bit underdressed. I have a golf shirt on today. I feel a little underdressed. But we're going out for a second practice with a split team today at 4:15. We had a weather delay this morning and a weather delay this afternoon. So I'm trying to get back out there with the second group of guys at 4:15. But I certainly appreciate the time and the effort and the energy that, Commissioner Amos and Adam and his crew do. They do a great job promoting our conference, promoting our game, promoting our teams, and we certainly appreciate that. I appreciate our people here as well. President Favid, Ginny Favid, has done a tremendous job with our university moving forward. Our new athletic director, who's been with us for quite some time, but now has taken the full reins of the athletic director duties, and Miss Carrie Hanna. She's outstanding in everything she does, helping our teams and our programs. So I wanted to thank them real quick. But just some general thoughts about our team and our program starting off. We finally hit a point to where we do have some age and we do have some experience, and we do have some 4th-year guys, and we do have some 5th-year guys. And looking at our numbers briefly, we have 39 total 4th-year and 5th-year players now, and those could be considered seniors. A lot of them have 2 years of eligibility left. The 2018 season for us, of course, was that exhibition year, that JV year, where we competed against outside teams, but it still counted as eligibility because we were playing outside opponents. The COVID year was tough. The COVID year was tough, but it was, everybody got a year back of eligibility. So it actually worked out and helped us. We have 39 total 4th-year and 5th-year guys in our program right now. Offensively, we have 7 O-linemen, a tight end, 2 running backs, 4 receivers, 2 grad seniors, a quarterback and another quarterback that have all started games in some capacity. Defensively, 11 of our 11 starters return. 16 players have started a game for us. We're happy with our experience that we have back. We're happy with the 2 deep that we have back, and we're looking forward to it. So just briefly running through personnel. I know you guys kind of want to hear briefly about that, but on offense, our starting tight end returns, Tristan Ballard. Very good player for us, all conference honorable mention this past spring. Offensive line wise, all 5 starters return. Jack Fitzgerald, Aaron Hess, Jalen Dickerson, Cade Rodabaugh, and Aaron both received some all conference honorable mention from the spring. Xavier Thomas has played some good football for us, and Zach Eakey, one of our local guys in the OVAC from Steubenville, has started games for us as well. So we're excited about that crew up front, and we have some good young talent that has also bolstered our depth. In the backfield, 2 running backs that have been great contributors to this point. Sai Ali, who got to play in 2 games this spring and had to miss 2 games this spring because of COVID protocols, but did well enough this spring to earn some accolades from the conference and from the coaches in our conference. And then Eli Young, a redshirt sophomore who has done a great job, filled in for him, and he got to start a couple games when Cy was out. Our quarterback situation has been kind of fluid. Returned Brennan Norris from Indian Creek, who started 2 games for us this past spring. Tyler Sprouse returns as a 4th-year player and has been a good solid program guy who knows our offense very well. We've added a grad transfer, and we've added a true freshman. Both have came in and competed very well, in our workouts this summer, and then also in these first couple days of practice. Trent Jackson is a graduate transfer from West Virginia, WVU, and Ryan Camus is a young man from Virginia that's a true freshman that'll be looking to compete and pushing for playing time. Our deepest position on offense is probably our receiver group. We have we have we have 7 receivers that are in their 4th year or 5th year of college football. Ryan LaFollette, all-conference performer from Monroe Central High School here locally, kind of leads that group. Jake Keenan is from Toronto High School in Ohio side of it, OVAC guy. Jaquan Davidson, who has been with us now for 2 years and played really well in 19 in the spring. So those are our returning starters. And then the second line of guys is also a group of guys that are 4th year, 5th year guys. And David Robinson, Chris Canaday, Lowell Patron was a graduate transfer to us from Bluefield College and was an all-conference player at Bluefield these last 2 years. And he has now joined our program. And then Ricardo Henry, who took last spring off to save eligibility, is now a graduate senior. We feel good about our specialists. Matt Greenwood returns as a 4th year man at kicking and punting. Travis Hissam, who missed most of the spring with COVID protocols, is back. He's a 4th year man as well. And then our long snapper is Shane Tomlin. He's a local guy. He's a St. Clairsville product and has done a great job, in that regard. Those long snappers are worth their weight in gold, if they're really good at their job, and he's a really good one. So offensively and specialist wise, that's what we got. Let me slide over here to our defensive chart and just briefly talk about, all 11 of those starters return. And we have 16 players on the defensive side that have started a game. Up front, Jordan Gardner, Chase Nolan, Michael Brown, Brandon Munoz are all consistent starters for us in our odd defense. We are kind of shifted to more of a 3-4 front. Outside linebacker wise, Jason Simon, Josiah Wright return on the outside, playing the walk away in the field nickel positions. Our inside linebacker positions, Ryan Gorman and Dalton Hoover and Javon Johnson. Ryan being was a defensive player of the week a couple times as a sophomore in 2019. Dalton Hoover was an all-conference performer coming back to football after wrestling for 2 years. Local product from Martins Ferry, played for my father in high school, and has really turned, his college career into, I think, what will be a great football career moving forward. Secondary wise, the top 8 are all 4th year guys. We're led by Richard White and Aaron Finch at corner, and Jermichael Isham and Max Baker at free and banded safety. The second line of guys are just as capable, and we feel very blessed and honored to have a very good 2 deep in the back end. Coach Gaiman does a great job with those guys. Kelvin Bazemore, Cody Anderson, Jermaine Flowers, and Fabian McNichols are all really good players that could probably start for a lot of different teams in our conference. And a couple guys that are coming back off of injury that are 4th year guys that are good players for us that have started games for us in the past. Brody Lundeen, and then also James Reese. James missed most of the spring with an injury. He was an all-conference performer in 2019, and he is now coming back, off of his injury. So we feel good about our depth. We feel good about the age and the experience that we now have within our program. But we also feel really good about the young guys that we've recruited. And, our roster, like most right now, is where it should be finally after, battling some years with building your roster. Now we're at a roster of probably right around where you should be as a Division II, a Division II program with 120 young men. So just like everybody else, we're excited to be back into the camp grind, even though it's a little different. We're masked in our meetings. We're practicing like crazy outside and, doing everything we can to stay safe and stay healthy. But we're really excited for the opportunity to hopefully play 11 full games this fall.
Cody, go ahead.
Hi, Zach. Good to see you. I wanted to ask about quarterback. Just what do you look for out of your starter? What in this preseason battle, what kind of makes the difference for you as to who you choose?
Well, the quarterback position is very unique in itself. It's probably the most unique position that you could play, in sports. It's one of. But I think in Coach Nemo Washington coaching our quarterbacks, he's done a great job of, the daily work that they have to do. Quarterback evaluation, I think, always starts first and foremost with accuracy. How accurate are they in practice? How accurate are they in competitive situations? So we're looking at accuracy first and foremost, and then their footwork, their agility and mobility in the pocket. Decision making is 3. And just from there, I think it's, going to, your arm strength is probably, that's evaluated as 4 for us. And then what type of leadership are we seeing out of the guys? Because even though you want leaders at all positions, whether or not you like it or you don't like it, if you're playing that position and you're in that room, you're going to be looked upon for leadership, within the offense and within the team. So those 5 things I think are really important to get evaluated, especially in camp, in spring. But right now it's a 25-day race to, really evaluate that position the best way we can.
Who are you think? Do you think all 4 of those guys you mentioned are in that race?
Well, I think they all have their own capabilities. Trent is an experienced guy. He just hasn't got to play a lot of football yet at the college level, but he's had a lot of experience in a couple different offenses at a very high level. Tyler and Brennan have been with us and they know our system, and, they have capabilities to each of them to have their own ability to lead an offense. And then Ryan is what you would want out of a true freshman. Twitchy, very accurate, smart, heady, got that, just kind of got that, he got that it factor, I think, to him a little bit, but it's going to take him a while to kind of learn and know what we're doing. So competitively right now, they're split. 2 are at one practice, 2 are at the other practice, and we're just kind of letting them battle it out.
Mm. And then I want to ask you about West Liberty really quick. Now that you've played them a few times, how do you feel about that game becoming, a really nice local rivalry for your kids and the fans to really enjoy?
Well, I think I've said this a couple different times in different interviews. I think it's really great for the area. I really think it's great for the alums of both schools. Football has always made sense here at Wheeling. We just didn't have it until 2017, 2018. And this is a great football area. High school football, both sides of the river, the tri-state into Western PA. I think having 2 good Division II programs that are very close in proximity, I think that draws a lot of attention. And I think local young men in this area, local people in this area that enjoy football can really enjoy the rivalry that can come about from both sides. We treat it as a rivalry game. It's got to be. And, that's how we're going to approach it each and every year. And I think Coach Walleye will do the same with his guys. And when we get to that week each year, it's going to take on a little different feel. But, I think it's great for, more than anything else, it's great for the community, it's great for the universities, and it's great for this area.
And then having played games in the spring, obviously it's unusual. How did that affect the off season for you? Did that affect how the guys, how long they have to recover, how they could work out, how you guys could do your evaluations, anything like that?
Yeah, it ended about the same time spring football would end, and you play 4 games, and we were supposed to play 5 and ended up playing 4. We had some injury issues, not a lot, but a few. You basically take a 4 to 5 week period off anyway. And then come mid-May and mid-June, you kind of work yourself back into your strength and conditioning programs. Then you really ramp it back up in July. And then come August, you're hopefully ready to go. So our off-season training with the guys here that have been here most of the summer, and then guys that were, back in their home areas for the summer, working jobs and training. It was a little bit different, but all in all, it was still the same as far as just the timing of, their training and what they were getting to do and going to do.
Okay, thanks, Zach.
You got it.
Just building off that one just a little bit, Coach, having the spring season and having, some success, and you played some tough teams, are you able to kind of feel that momentum and carry that forward? Or is it just so difficult to do from maybe even one season, even though it was closer to then when the end of a normal season would start?
Yeah. I've said this to a couple different folks, and the spring season helped us. It really did. And I'm glad we had the opportunity to do it based on just where we were at as a program in our build. And it was good to have some success. You know what I mean? It was good to kind of, you know, feel some energy and feel some momentum. You know, from the end of 19, I could feel us getting better towards the end of 2019. You know, it didn't necessarily show in our win-loss record, but we did finish the 2019 season with a win. And then, you know, to go 2-2 and then be 2-1 and have an opportunity to, you know, compete for a division championship in the North in your last, you know, scheduled game of the spring. Now we got put in our place a little bit, you know, there is a pecking order to this thing still a little bit, but we know now what it takes probably to take that next step to move into the upper half of the conference and to battle with those teams. I mean, we had a good battle with Frostburg on 2 days notice in the spring when they had a game get flipped and we had a game get flipped. And, you know, we decided to play 2 days out. So there's good football in this conference top to bottom. Anybody's really capable of beating anybody on any given Thursday night or Saturday. So the focus for us always has to be on us. But yeah, I think the way the spring played out, it helped our team and helped our program, and hopefully we can build on that.
And last one here, just focusing on you as you prepare for that very first game on September 2nd against Seton Hill, I believe. What is your focus? What are your focuses to try and be as good as you can be that night?
Well, the key will be focusing on us, you know, for these, you know, it's essentially 25 days. You get to start practice about 25 days out in Division II from your first scheduled game. So, you know, we're excited for the opportunity to play a non-conference game because we haven't done that since 2019. You know, it's going to be a road game. It's going to be a night game. It's going to be against a PSAC opponent. And, you know, in this region and in this area, kind of the country, the PSAC carry a lot of respect as far as just their league top to bottom. I think our conference is battling, you know, a little bit to try and, you know, break through as far as getting multiple teams into the playoffs. You know, the last few years, kind of watching from afar, we've seen the PSAC, you know, get multiple teams into the playoffs these last few years. So I think having this first week kind of opened up based on what the league has decided and Reed has decided to give us as far as an 11-game schedule with a 10-game conference schedule, and the first week being a non-conference game, I think it'll be good for everybody to kind of show our brand, I think, as a conference, and hopefully we can all have a lot of success in that week one. But right now, the focus in camp in day 2 of practice is just on us and how we can get better each and every day and try to be 1-0 each day. And then as we get closer to the end of August and you know, the beginning of September, game week will become game week once we hit, you know, Thursday, August 26th, 27th, right around that time.
All right, anything else for Coach? I think that'll do it, Coach.